Hi everyone, I'm back with a book review. Yay! So I've been reading Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. I read this in a day early in December and I've wanted to film a book review of it the moment I finished it, but I went on a trip and now I'm back and I finally found time to sit down in front of the camera and talk a little bit about the novel. This novel is about a Chinese-American family living in the 1970s in small town Ohio. And the main premise of the book is about how the family deals with the death of someone in their family, and the death is not, it's not one of those novels where you're like, oh, someone died but you don't know who it is and you only find out like later in the novel. The death happens like right in the beginning of the book, and actually when you pick this up you already know someone's dead and you actually know her name because it's written in the back. So the very first sentence of this novel starts with Lydia's dead but they don't know this yet. So I think what I really like about this novel is the fact that the death propels you to finish the novel in at least one sitting. Well, I finished it in one sitting just because I was curious to see what exactly happened to Lydia and why doesn't anybody seem to know what happened to her, as they themselves sort of piece together everything that happened to their sister, to their daughter, and you see the family unravel in that sense. You see the mother questioning like how can she not know, you see the brother and the sister looking back to the last time they saw their sister, and you see the dad spiraling out of control in his but is still very controlled in the way he is spiraling out of control, if that makes any sense. On top of that, you see how over the years they've really hidden a lot of things from each other, and it's all down to the fact that of how they've all been brought up and how, you know, they've learned to deal with what it means to be in a family. It's less about telling each other everything and sort of forming this bond like, hey, we are family, we have to stick together at all times. It's more about, I'm gonna hide certain things to keep this family together, and that was sort of the glue that held them together, and I think in the end is also what broke them all down, when everything sort of fizzled up to the surface and they didn't know what else to do. So another thing that I really like about this book is how the author has dealt with race and culture, because this story isn't just about a family, it's about a mixed family. So you have the mom who is white and the dad who is Chinese. So they both bring to the table different sets of cultural values, and that sort of plays a role in how they have raised their family a certain way and how they interact with each other, and brings to mind expectations from each side when you see how the father and the mother deals with the death of their daughter. Keeping in mind, of course, this was in the 1970s. The family unit is a lot different from the modern family unit. Like, interracial marriage wasn't huge then. There was still a bit of like taboo behind it, and it is very explicitly written about by the interactions between the mom and her mom. Yeah, the mom and her mom, and how they weren't really keen in having her marry the husband who's Chinese, so there was that whole tension there in the very beginning, and you see that tension coming up here and there, even down to how the children are perceived in school and how they perceive themselves in this sort of rural Ohio where a majority are white. And the ending, I think, is really, in a sense, it's almost, well, for me, I found it tragic and sad, and you can sort of see it coming in a sense. You see the point of view, you do see the point of view after all, Lydia, of the girl who died. You see what exactly happened to her, and seeing that while knowing how everyone else had been coping sort of creates an interesting flavor in your mind. You're like, okay, that's ouch. It does put to question a lot about what are the things you don't tell people, and how does that affect you as a person and as in your sort of relationship with them. It sort of makes you think, like, if I die right now, what haven't I been telling people that would make them question things? So that's it, I guess, for my rambling book review. I'm sorry if it's very rambly. I just really wanted to quickly film this before everything sort of just left my head after reading. I actually had a lot more thoughts about this novel, I think, that I may have probably forgotten by now because it's been about a month since I read this. I like how the Boston Globe has written it as a beautifully crafted study of dysfunction and grief that will resonate with anyone who has ever had family drama. So if you've had family drama, why not pick this up for the holidays? So let me know if you've read everything I've never told you. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you like about it? What do you hate about it? Do you hate it in the first place? Hate is such a harsh word though. But yeah, let me know if you've read this and if you are planning to, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!